Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you're in the world. My name is Boomshika and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm really grateful that you're listening, subscribing and commenting. I really appreciate your support. And in this one I wanted to speak to you about something that I read recently about INFJs. I kind of randomly go online just to check up what people are saying about INFJs, also to see what I should be talking about in my videos. Sometimes I'm like, what should I say? What I have nothing to say about INFJs anymore. I've done like thousands of videos, 1,000 videos or more on it already. So sometimes I'm like lacking topics or subjects, and so I go online and I read this thing that this individual said about INFJs. So they're not an INFJ themselves, but they have friends or they're dating they have dated INFJs, and they said that INFJs are very underrated in real life but overrated on the internet. And I thought that was really brilliantly said, and I wanted to speak a little bit about it. Whoever it was, I give you credit for it. It was on a Reddit thread. It's just a random Reddit thread, so I don't actually know exactly who the person is, but thank you for this tidbit. And I absolutely agree with it. It is so interesting to me, whenever I go online and, I have the privilege of being one of the people on the internet, on YouTube, that a lot of people go to for INFJ information, right? Like, I'm not one of the most popular ones, but I am, well, not one of the most popular ones, but one of them at least, one of the people that is considered kind of an INFJ expert, even though I'm not really. So people come to me, they post comments on it, they ask me questions, and every single time, I get this sense that people are in awe of INFJs on the internet. They're like, oh my God, they're so rare, and like they're just such complex beings, and oh my God, they're so amazing, and why are there not more INFJs, and well, how can I find an INFJ? How can I find my INFJ if it's an ENTP or an ENFP? They're always searching for their INFJ, their other half. And so, I see all these comments and I think to myself, it is kind of a little bit ridiculous how INFJs are made out to be these perfect beings, almost not godlike, but in that perfection, they're almost godlike. They're like perfect, they do exactly everything right, they're moralistic, they're idealistic, they are perfectionists, they are all those things that you would want to aspire to as a human being. But the truth is not like that. Obviously, INFJs are very fallible beings. They have lots of failings, they have lots of faults as well as weaknesses, as well as good things. Obviously, we're not perfect, but we're not terrible either. We're doing the best we can, and in a lot of cases our best isn't the best. We have all of these self-sabotage things we do to ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves enough. We are always doubting ourselves. We're always pushing ourselves down. We're always criticizing ourselves. We do all these things so that I'm not able to live to our potential. So in a lot of cases, even though INFJs are in a lot of ways a great type to be, there are also lots of negatives to it, right? And if you're an INFJ, you know what I'm talking about. I love being an INFJ. As I say to a lot of people, a lot of people tell me, oh, it's really hard being a woman in a patriarchal society. And I'm like, yes, it is very hard being a woman in a patriarchal society, but I love being a woman. I would not want to be a man at all, even though it seems from this side to be a little bit more easier. I'm sure men have it as hard, not as hard, but hard as well in some ways. No side is perfect, right? Everything has pros and cons. The same thing with being an INFJ as well. I love being an INFJ. I love being who I am, basically. I like the person I am, and I have taken a long time to love the person I am. It took me a long time to reach this point where I can say this out loud. I like who I am. For the longest time, I did not like who I was, and this is the journey of being an INFJ. We become wiser, we become more self-aware, and as we gain this self-awareness, we like ourselves more. But no matter what, no matter my failings, no matter my weaknesses, no matter all of the things that I do wrong on the planet, no matter all the embarrassing things I've done that I stay up at night thinking about, no matter for all of those things, I still love being an INFJ. I like being who I am. I like being this personality type. Maybe it'll change, maybe it won't, but whoever I am, I like being who I am. And I think that's the most important thing about being an INFJ. It doesn't matter who is telling you, oh, INFJs are awesome, or who is telling you, oh, INFJs are terrible. are terrible in relationships, they're cold, they're manipulative, blah, blah. Whatever is whatever anyone else is saying about you on the internet or offline, it actually doesn't really matter, right? Like, the most important thing is, what do you think about yourself? Like, do you like yourself? What do you think about the way you deal with the world? Of course, you're not perfect, but are you trying to improve yourself? Are you trying to make yourself better in your relationships, in your finances, in your life, in the way you deal with other people? Are you trying to improve yourself? That's the basic essence of it all, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter if INFJs are created like these perfect beings on the internet, or when you meet a person offline, and because you're an introvert and because you don't like to socialize that much, you're not usually cared upon as a great friend or a great asset to a social group. All of that doesn't really matter, because the main thing about it is, do you like it? Do you like being who you are, right? And as you get older, as you navigate through the world, as you learn more about yourself and the world, because that is a big part of it, is that because of our extroverted sensing, because it's not as powerful as our introverted intuition, we're not very aware of the world at all. We have no idea what's going on, actually. It took me, I would say, until this point to learn a lot about the world, the way it's set up, and how to navigate it with my personality type. Because if I was a sensor, it would have been much easier to be in the world, because for some reason it seems more easy for them, because the world is set up for sensors. The world is set up for extroverted sensors, right? It's not set up for people who have introverted intuition as their main power. But as I got older, and I'm at this point in life where I can say, yeah, actually, I don't know everything about the world, but I know how to navigate it using my strengths and weaknesses. And that is really, really powerful. And you will get there too, obviously. You will get there sooner or later. It took me forever to get here, 20 odd years. But I'm sure you, with all the resources at your hand, you'll get there faster, right? And that's the whole point of it. It's like, are you better than you were yesterday, right? Like, it does not matter what INFJs are rated as. Oh, we're the most rare people in the world. Well, booyah to that. Like, why does it matter, right? Why does it matter if an INFJ is rare or not? Why does it matter if an INFJ is an idealistic or not? It only matters in regard to how you are going to learn about yourself, how you're going to use that information to live in the world, and how you're going to interact with other people based on the information you gather about yourself. That is the essence of it. All of the other stuff is BS. It doesn't actually help you in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what people are saying about INFJs online. It doesn't matter what people are saying about INFJs offline. It does not matter what people think about you. It does not matter what your parents think about you. It doesn't matter what your boss thinks about you, unless they're about to like let you go because of those traits. It only matters what you think about yourself and how you're improving yourself. Because I should say that most people have no idea about other people at all. Most people don't know anything about anyone else anyways. We barely know enough about ourselves. How do you think we're going to know about other people? And so if you don't know, if they have no idea about you and you don't know about yourself, then who is going to know about you? Like, who's going to understand you? No one, right? The basic essence of it is you need to start understanding yourself the most. You need to be an expert on yourself. That is how you're going to be able to live in this world to the best of your ability. The more you learn about yourself, the more you understand how you interact with the world and people in it, the more you're going to be like, oh, I see, this is how I do it. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it in the future so I can better myself. And bit by bit, very, very slowly, maybe 0.0001% improvements along the way, eventually you'll be like, okay, yeah, you know what, I actually really love the way I'm dealing with people right now, or I really love the way I'm working on my stuff right now, my goals, or I am loving the way I handle my romantic relationships, whatever it might be. Bit by bit, you'll get there. Because everyone has their things that they want to improve. I don't care much about romantic relationships, but I absolutely care about the way I want to live my life in an idealistic fashion, whereas I am my own boss. I am the boss of my time. I'm the boss of my relationships, the people I hang out with. I'm the boss of everything I do. I have control over all that. That's most important to me. Freedom, independence, location, blah, blah. And so I am constantly trying to improve that, and I'm succeeding because it's a priority for me. Again, different people are going to be different. If you are more interested in your relationship with your work as opposed to relationships, or the other way around, then you have to be the one who has to understand, okay, where do I stand right now? Where do I want to get to? How do I improve myself? all of the other stuff about, oh, my parents say this about me. Oh, my parents say, oh, I'm never going to be good at relationships. My parents have said a lot of things about me, and they have said it as if it's gospel. They're like, oh my gosh, yeah, she's terrible. She has no patience at all. And if you see me, the way I work on my stuff that I really care about, the amount of patience I can bring to it, their philosophy about me is false, because they have formed a narrative about me, and it's a long narrative that is expired, right? And so no one really knows the particular you right now sitting and listening to this video right now. Like, no one knows, because you've changed quite a lot. I have changed in so many different ways, and I can't even recognize myself from like year to year how much I change. So how can someone else understand me as much as I can understand myself, right? So I really wanted to share this with you, because I really feel like all of these things, I appreciate the fact that these people are saying, that they're underrated in real life, because INFJs truly are underrated in real life, because we don't know how to live in the real world, and that's the essence of it. If we can figure that out, we're gonna change the world. We really are, and we are actually changing the world. So that's fine. I hope this makes sense. Again, thank you so much for listening, for watching, for subscribing, for commenting. I appreciate all of your support, and I shall see you the next time around. Bye for now.